Hi everyone, Rebecca here. So when I first started using DIYFish inserts, I was actually in a personal size planner. Originally when I first started using Filofax, I started with an A5 planner. That was great, but I really wanted something that I could carry around with me. So I quickly moved to a personal size planner, and I was in that for a very long time, several years. I did try pocket planners, but you know how they come loaded with Filofax brand, probably week on two-page inserts, and I didn't want to spend money on DIYFish inserts if the pocket planner wasn't going to work for me, especially considering I'm a project manager and I have so many things going on. I just couldn't imagine being able to make it work on such a small scale. So one day I bought a Giglio Miyakara on eBay, and believe it or not, it came loaded with DIYFish pocket inserts. I was ecstatic because I was able to finally see if it was going to work for me. That planner did not work for me. The pages did. The planner itself had rings that were too small. I couldn't keep maybe a month's worth of the inserts in them, and I was getting frustrated. So I met Petra in June, right before I left for my Europe trip, and I went ahead and ordered a pocket size planner made by Spek, and I had it customed with 20 millimeter rings rather than, I think they're 13 or 15 millimeter rings, I can't remember. But again, those would have been too small, just like the Giglio. So I ordered this one with 20 millimeter rings and back pocket, just like a Malden has. So let me show you what that looks like. So this is the Janet leather in yellow. It has contrast stitching because the interior of it is black Janet leather, and when you open it up, it has black on the left with side pocket, and then I had this custom made. It's a zippered fly leaf. Since this didn't have a zipper to hold coins, I went ahead and had it built, made to go with this. And then it has the big full-length back pocket, just like the Maldens do. And then on the back, it has a slip pocket here that you can slip things into, and then the side pocket, full-length side pocket. Okay, so what I normally keep in here is ID, debit card. I have alcohol swabs for wiping off a dry erase ink from something that's in my planner, and then a couple of stamps. Then the coins pouch holds coins, and then in the back I would put bills or important papers. So quickly, just I think this was like a ID badge holder, and I stuck those little plastic pockets onto the front of it. It's a little laminated card that my grandfather had when he passed away that I redid. Coupon, I hid my personal information, and then you go into the calendar. Got this from Miss Wenda's site. I can't remember. I think it's Miss Wenda. Anyway, so here are the DIYFish inserts. So we've got August. I always take out the weekly pages when I'm done with them and store them because I have to do metrics and report on them. And once I've entered them, I put them away. So I just keep the monthly page here for now, and then this is the current page. So I wanted to show you how I'm able to work, and so I'm going to show you my last week's pages. So on the monthly pages, I just mark them as they're complete, but I have major birthdays, anniversaries. I document some stuff there, but it's not, you know, it's personal items, so I don't, but I'll stamp it if it's applicable. And then on the inside flap here, this is where you would put reminders for the month. So things that need to happen maybe on all the Mondays or all the Tuesdays, etc. So what I did was I put kind of like my cleaning schedule, what needs to be done on Wednesdays, etc. Then in the middle area are goals that I want to reach for the month and the date that I would like to accomplish them in. So I've got a couple of work-related items and some budgeting plans that I would like to look at. This normally would be your wrap-up for the week before, but I'm not really wrapping up anything prior to this month, so this almost always is blank except for when I want to jot some ideas or notes or plans. And then I'm going to go ahead and flip this over to the current week. So what this I took the little clip off to show you, but normally I keep a little clip on here and I can easily just flap back and forth if I need to, but I'll explain in just a moment. So this is reminders. It's a plan of something that's going to happen this week, but it's not necessarily needs to be on my daily page, which we're going to look at in just a minute. So I put that there was a holiday, that no trash pickup was going to be coming, and because this is changing from this day to the next, I had to put a reminder so that I would remember to put the cans out. An eye appointment that was coming up. I didn't know if we were going to go to the Legion, and then I wanted to remember that today is Grandparents' Day, so I need to call my mom, or I should say I should have my kids call my mom. And then my nephew's birthday is today, so I put that. But I can see that over here as well, but sometimes having it in front of your face, and I know that the whole goal is not to rewrite it, but I really hate having empty spaces, so I know that sounds silly, but I really wasn't sure what to use this spot for, but it's my gratitude for the week. So every day I kind of go back and recollect what took place that day to remember that it was a good day, or, you know, something that I'm grateful for. Over to the right hand side is this little flap that sticks out. It's supposed to be like a forward planning guide for reminding you of what needs to be pushed forward to the next week. So you'll notice that this says week 37, and there are my reminders. This says week 38, and this is what's most important to get done this week, and a little checklist of sorts. So, as you can tell, I had an eye appointment. I canceled it, so I put a reminder for myself to reschedule the eye appointment. So when I go to plan for next week, this rescheduled eye appointment, I'll be, you know, looking at that to make sure that it gets on my daily or weekly pages. So then we have the daily pages. The daily pages flip, and you won't see them. You won't see your gratitude area once you flip the page. So you'll most likely have something like this going on where you don't necessarily see this. That's why I ended up making this the gratitude area, because I will forget to look at this if it's covered. But being that at the end of the week, if I did forget to do all of those, when I am doing my weekly recap, I would like to put a note of some sort to remind myself to fill out my gratitude, because I think it's important for everyone to remember what went well and what you need to improve on. I mean, that's the whole purpose of looking back and looking ahead at you know, and doing your forward planning and learning from those situations. So let's take a closer look at the daily pages now. So I do track how I felt that day. Typically it's in the morning. I usually will indicate, you know, if I'm not feeling well, wake up with a headache, you know, those kind of things. Sometimes I will change this if the day really turns sour, like, you know, emotionally for me because of something that happened at work, etc. I also document the weather with stamps. These are friction stamps that are erasable. So if there is a change in the weather, I can erase them and document. This upper right corner, I use more for personal to-dos or personal reminders. Then over on the left-hand side, I had been using the left side for to-dos for work. But remember, we have a weekly chart that comes with this as well in just a second. So I really didn't want to duplicate efforts or to rewrite them on both pages. So and this was a holiday, so I marked that it was Labor Day. I ended up working on a work project anyway, so I indicated that. And then I had started breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and forgot that the back of the chart actually has the menu planner. So I ended up halfway through the week switching because I completely forgot about the menu planner. And then some events that took place. So I went to the movies with my husband that night. And then here is a work day. So now, again, I've been using some stickers. You'll notice that there's a couple of tiny stickers. So we have tiny sticker, tiny, and then these are kind of like medium-sized stickers. The tiny ones are from, oh, I think it's called A Tiny Girl. Let me grab it. It is from a website called, keep them in this little thing. It's called inspiredblush.blogspot.com, and she has different ones. This one is Tiny Girl Shops, Tiny Girl at Home. These are like stores like Joann's, Amazon, Victoria's Secret, Target, etc. Then there's, oh, I can't remember which one. This is like Instagram, so this is like social media, things like that. And this one's Tiny Girl Eats. And this one is like beauty, has beauty items. So what they are is they are a silhouette sticker sheet that that's where I learned that you don't need to have a silhouette cutter to use the silhouette software and then print the designs that you want on them onto sticker paper. And what I used was a hole punch, and I took off the back of this and then slipped the thing in, and I could just punch them. And I used a little razor, I used a little blade to kind of peel off the backing because they are super, super tiny. So I just used that to take it off, and then I would apply it. And those are really small, and they're really great for pocket-sized planners because it's unobtrusive on the page. And then I have these medium ones. These medium ones are still considered small. They are from Michaels, and I bought a ton of these because they are the perfect size. They are not too big. My goal is to eventually use them in the Hobonichi A6 cousin planners because they're just right, just the right size for 2016. So I bulked up and bought like 6 packets of these, so I'd have enough of those to use. Anyway, so I'll find the brand name of this. I forget. I think they're no longer made, so that's why I went to several Michaels to buy out what they had left so that I would have some inventory for a while. Anyway, so those small stamps, I was trying to decide which ones I preferred better. And as you can see, I had used several of them, and you know, it really doesn't bother me either one size-wise. I don't think either one, although, you know, the gym is much bigger than maybe the small, tiny ones for food, it's still very unobtrusive in my eyes. So anyway, so Monday I put some calendar items on here, and then my breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then some to-do items. So what did I have? I had some shipping to do, and I had to pay a bill, and then here's some more items were work-related to-dos. Now, remember I mentioned it comes with a little task sheet. Now, normally, I'm going to tell you outright, the one thing that I despise about the chart is that unless it's tipped in or unless I can see it, I'm not going to do it. So for this week, I used this little page flag to flip to the chart. However, it doesn't do much well. it doesn't do me very well if I don't remember to use that to flip it to it. So I'll explain what I did for next week in just a minute to remediate that, because again, that's going to be a difficult thing for me if I can't constantly see my chart. So I've got some to-do items. These were reminders, etc., and then calendar events, etc. Again, this, I ended up having, the only thing too about the pocket size is they're only in 1 hour blocks for the time, and I had appointments pretty much every half hour, so I had to kind of put the times over to the left. And in this case, like the 3 o'clock eye appointment, I had to move it down because I had already pushed it down further. So I just wrote in the times and ticked off the meetings as they took place. I indicated some items that I took care of, and then this is where I stopped documenting the meals. As you can see, I don't have it on this page. So here we are, Friday. I documented some to-dos, and then some appointments, and then date night. Yesterday we ran errands, and then today my reminders to call my mom, to film and upload the video for this. I need to do my bills, and then, like I said, this little flag is on the back of Friday's page so that I can flip to the weekly chart. So the weekly chart, I was trying not to put to-do items that were work related on the pocket pages. I put them here, and if I worked on something but didn't complete it, I kind of put these little half boxes indicating that I did work on it. This is a completed item. I had outlined that box saying it has to be done that day. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. And then these little arrows indicate that I need to bring those forward to next week because I didn't get started on them. This one I emailed about it, but I didn't get a response. So I had a little arrow to remind me to push it forward. So for next week, I can make sure that those get put on the weekly chart. So what do I do about next week? So here we go. Here's the back of that chart I told you for meal planning. I went ahead and entered in what my meals were and some items that I needed to buy. Haven't eaten dinner yet or planned for dinner yet today. I'm not sure what we'll be having, but that'll get filled in. And then here's my weekly review. There were several days this week that I got very, very little sleep in the middle of the night. I don't know why. I was tossing and turning all night. So these are things that I can improve on. I could add notes on here about conversations that where somebody made comment to me that I think I should act on, but I wasn't specifically told to act on it, or ideas that I have that might improve my week next week. And then there might be a reason to put a note from last week that reminds me, hey, don't forget to do this. But as you can see here, I put my reschedule eye appointment, like I mentioned, from canceling the other one. And then these are the two most important things that I need to make sure get done for next week. So what did I do for next week? So I put some of the reminders. Here's my trash pickup, which is on the normal. This is where I'll put my gratitude. But for the weekly chart, I needed to have it handy. So I tipped it in so that when I'm on next week's layout, the page is already there. So no matter what page I'm looking at, it's going to be in view. So I can just write my to-do list here and mark them off as I have done them. Now, those items that were most important have been written in. Okay, so that the emails that I needed responses on are at the top, along with some compliance training that I was just assigned, those QRCs and ILT, which are the most important things to worry about this week, and then and then some links that somebody asked me to look up for them. It wasn't in my to-do list. Oh, yes, it was. I think it was. Yeah, it was here. So these are my pushed forward items. I made sure that they're on next week's. And this is just tipped into the back of the Friday page, or excuse me, Sunday page. Okay. And it still has, oh, and then, so I can do my weekly recap on the back of this, but I also wanted to show you, I printed out the September in these, that's a different version, and I was thinking I would try those out for October. So I think I put them in here already for October. I don't think I'm going to do the ones for September. I might use the September ones to play around with this, but again, I probably have to tip in weekly chart, and I'm not sure how that can be done considering these are back to back. So I have to play around with some ideas on that one. What I have previously done is use a laminated weekly chart like this, where I hole punched and cut little slits in, and it could go with me from day to day. But in this weekly type of format, you would be blocking something on your week, so you wouldn't be able to see it. So it kind of makes it useless to do it that way. But I could, if I were using the daily pages, have it on the daily page so I can always watch it. And that's what I had originally developed it for. So that's why I didn't need to tip in. But the problem with this one is that you have to use a dry erase marker. Hence the alcohol swabs that I keep in the front pocket, because I can wipe these off each week, start fresh. But I have recurring things that I always have to take care of every week, things I want to take care of in my house, and then or personal things that I do for myself, and then things for the house. And then this on the back was pending projects that are like ongoing, and as they get completed, since I'm changing job roles, and this is completely removable, I just jot them, but it keeps it handy so that when I'm talking to somebody, specifically my boss, I can say where I am with certain things that were assigned to me that I'm still pending, etc. And I can give kind of like a status on where that is, etc. So I might go back to this. I'm not sure. I might have to rethink it. But for now, for this week, I'm going to try the tip-in approach to see how that works for me. I do usually put on here to check the chore sheet, which reminds me to flip that sheet to know which chore is to do for that Monday, Wednesday, Friday, whatever it might be. So I just wanted to remind you that usually I had that on the sheet somewhere. Even though I do keep this clamped down, it is an easy removal so that I can quickly look at what my weekly chores are. Well, that is the weekly inserts for last week. The remainder items that I have in here that may interest you are, let's see, I've got the map. This is more like a miscellaneous. I had a YouTube idea sheet, and this is with those wet erase markers where I could jot it down. But then, like I said, you have to carry around the wet erase marker. I put a little tab here. This is going to be my cash plan for a savings budget that I'm thinking of for a tax reason. And then I put some free notes. Free notes is on blank copy paper that I use for, like, you just quickly have to jot a note for something that you can throw it away later. I fold and put in printouts for things that I might need, color coding ideas that I was thinking, and then I have my finance section. It has a laminated checkbook sheet, daily expense sheet. This is from Miss Wenda's, I believe, also. And then the back is some dewdrops, which I've never used. And then I had a copy of my passport and ID because I was in Europe. I wanted to make sure I didn't get in trouble. Some prescription refills and my insurance card. And again, the money slot would go right back here. So And I also use the Friction Biz pen to write in my planner because it's erasable. This is the one that I typically use, or I'll use this one. Same model, just a different color. And so I almost always write in blue because for me blue stands out more. And this is an expandable pen loop. However, I do find that sometimes my pen is sliding out, but it doesn't fall out of the planner, so I'm fine with that. The charm I got from the Happy Scrappy planner subscription that I belong to, which I absolutely love. I love everything that comes in it, and I think it's a reasonable, considering it's coming from Singapore, I think. Anyway, but it's a great deal. Anyway, I hope that was a nice quick peek at using pocket-sized DIYFish inserts for work-related planning, forward planning, record keeping, things of that nature. If you do have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments down below. And I hope you enjoyed. I hope you were able to be inspired in some way. So if not, oh well. Have a great day. Take care. Bye.